The steam from the freshly brewed coffee curled upward like a warning signal in the cozy kitchen of the Harrington family home in suburban Chicago. It was a crisp autumn morning in 2024, the kind where leaves painted the streets in fiery reds and oranges, but inside the air was thick with unspoken tension. Emily Harrington, 25, had finally mustered the courage to introduce her girlfriend, Sophia Reyes, to her parents over breakfast, her heart pounding like a drum in her chest. As Emily leaned in to kiss Sophia softly on the cheek, a simple gesture of affection meant to ease the moment, her mother, Margaret, froze. The mug of scalding coffee slipped, or was it thrown from Margaret's hand, splashing across Emily's lap. The burn was immediate, searing through her jeans and into her skin, but the real pain came from the look in her mother's eyes. Pure, unfiltered disgust. "What the hell is this?" Margaret screamed, her voice echoing off the tiled walls. Emily gasped, jumping back, the chair scraping harshly against the floor as Sophia rushed to her side with the napkin. The kitchen erupted into chaos. Emily's father, Robert, stood silently by the counter, his newspaper forgotten, his face a mask of confusion turning to anger. "Emily, explain yourself right now," he demanded, his voice low and threatening. Sophia, 28, with her sharp mind honed from years as a social worker, tried to intervene calmly. "Mr. and Mrs. Harrington, we're in love. This isn't something to hide." But Margaret wasn't having it. "Love? This is unnatural. Get out of my house, both of you." The words hit Emily harder than the coffee ever could, igniting a fire of defiance she didn't know she had. Emily's mind raced back to the beginning, how it all started innocently enough at a community center in downtown Chicago. She had been volunteering at a youth outreach program, helping teens navigate their identities in a world that often rejected them. Sophia was the coordinator, her presence commanding yet gentle, with those deep brown eyes that seemed to see right through Emily's carefully constructed facade. Their first conversation was about a troubled kid, but it quickly turned personal. Emily, fresh out of a string of failed heterosexual relationships pushed by her conservative family, felt a spark she couldn't ignore. Weeks turned into months of stolen moments. Late-night talks in coffee shops, walks along Lake Michigan where the wind carried their whispers away. Sophia opened up about her own coming-out story, how her immigrant parents from Mexico had eventually accepted her, but not without years of heartache. "It's worth it, Em," she'd say, her hand squeezing Emily's. "Living your truth is the only way to be free." Emily wanted to believe that, but the Harringtons were old-school Catholics, pillars of their tight-knit neighborhood where everyone knew everyone's business. The burn on her thigh throbbed as Emily grabbed her coat, Sophia by her side. "Mom, Dad, this is who I am. If you can't accept it, that's on you." They stormed out, the door slamming behind them like a final punctuation. In the car, Sophia drove while Emily cried, the pain mixing physical and emotional wounds. "We should have waited," Emily whispered. Sophia shook her head. "No, hiding would have been worse. Now we know where they stand." Back at their shared apartment in Wrigleyville, Emily peeled off her ruined jeans, applying aloe to the reddened skin. It wasn't severe, but it symbolized everything. The heat of rejection, the sting of betrayal from the woman who had raised her. Sophia held her close, but Emily's thoughts swirled. How could her mother, who had always preached love and family, react like that? The phone buzzed. Text from her brother Kaya, who had been away at college. "What happened? Mom's freaking out." Emily ignored it, but the seed of doubt planted itself deep. Was coming out worth this? The next few days blurred into a haze of avoidance. Emily called in sick to her job as a graphic designer at a small firm, unable to face the world. Sophia went to work, coming home with stories of support from colleagues, but Emily felt isolated. Then came the call from her best friend Lisa, who had grown up next door. "Em, your mom told my parents. They're all talking. Is it true?" The judgment in Lisa's voice was subtle but there, like a crack in their friendship. Emily hung up, her world shrinking. Sophia suggested therapy, but Emily resisted. "I need to fix this myself." She started journaling, pouring out her inner turmoil. The guilt for disappointing her parents, the anger at society's double standards. Why was straight love celebrated while theirs was condemned? The conflict gnawed at her, leading to sleepless nights where she questioned every decision. Had she been too hasty? Was Sophia worth the fallout? One evening as they cooked dinner together, Sophia confronted her. "You're pulling away, Em. Talk to me." Tears flowed as Emily admitted her fears. What if they're right? What if this is wrong? Sophia's eyes filled with hurt, but she stayed composed. Love isn't wrong. Their hate is. That night they talked until dawn, rebuilding their bond amidst the ruins. But the real test was coming. Thanksgiving was approaching, and the family expected her home. Emily had a choice: conform or confront. She chose the latter, unaware of the betrayals ahead. The weeks following the coffee incident felt like walking on eggshells for Emily. Her phone lit up with messages from relatives, a mix of concern and condemnation. Aunt Clara, the family gossip, sent a lengthy email quoting Bible verses about unnatural affections. Emily deleted it without replying, but each word chipped away at her resolve. Sophia encouraged her to block them, but Emily couldn't. "They're family," she said, her voice cracking. Sophia sighed, knowing the pull of blood ties all too well. At work things escalated. Emily's boss, Mr. Thompson, a man in his 50s with a penchant for office politics, called her into his office. "I heard about your situation from a mutual friend," he said, his tone dripping with false sympathy. The mutual friend was Lisa's dad, who golfed with Thompson. "We value diversity here, but clients might not understand." It was a veiled threat. Her projects were reassigned, her promotion stalled. Emily seethed, realizing how deeply interconnected her world was. Coming out wasn't just personal. It rippled into every aspect of her life. Sophia faced her own battles. As a social worker specializing in LGBTQ+ youth, she was out and proud. But Emily's family drama stirred old wounds. Her parents had disowned her briefly after she came out at 20, only reconciling after her father's health scare. "It takes time," she'd tell Emily, but privately she worried. What if Emily buckled under the pressure? Their relationship, once a safe haven, now felt strained by external forces. One night, Emily's brother Kaya showed up unannounced at their apartment. At 22, he was the golden child, studying engineering at Northwestern. "Mom's a mess. She's crying all the time, saying she failed as a parent." His words hit like daggers. Emily invited him in, Sophia excusing herself to give them space. "Kaya, I didn't choose this to hurt her. I just want to be me." He nodded, but his eyes betrayed uncertainty. "What about the family? Grandma's health is failing. This could kill her." The guilt trip worked. Emily promised to think about it. After Kaya left, Sophia exploded. "He's manipulating you." "They all are." It was their first real fight. Emily defended her family, accusing Sophia of not understanding. "You've had years to deal with this. I'm new to it." Sophia stormed out, spending the night at a friend's. Alone, Emily confronted her inner demons. The fear of abandonment, the moral dilemma of prioritizing self over family. Was love selfish? The next day they reconciled with apologies and tears. But the rift lingered. Emily decided to attend a support group for queer women, suggested by Sophia. There she met others with similar stories: disownment, job loss, but also triumph. One woman, Jenna, shared how she lost everything but gained authenticity. "The price is high, but freedom is priceless." Inspired, Emily reached out to her parents, proposing a family meeting. Thanksgiving arrived like a storm cloud. The Harrington home smelled of turkey and tension. Emily and Sophia arrived hand in hand, met with cold stares. Margaret barely spoke. Robert tried small talk. During dinner, the dam broke. "How can you live like this?" Margaret asked, tears streaming. Emily stood her ground. "Because it's who I am, Mom. Accept it or not." But then came the betrayal. Kaya, whom Emily trusted, pulled her aside. "I told them everything about your doubts, the fights with Sophia. I thought it would help." Emily's world spun. "You what?" He shrugged. "For the family." The hurt was profound. Her own brother had sold her out. She confronted the table, voice steady. "If this is family, I don't want it." They left amid shouts, the door closing on her childhood. Back home, Emily broke down. Sophia held her, but Emily questioned everything. Had she made the right choice? The moral quandary deepened. Loyalty to blood versus loyalty to self. Society's expectations weighed heavy: marriage, kids, the American dream. But for her, that dream included Sophia. As winter set in, Emily threw herself into activism, volunteering more at the center. It gave purpose, but the isolation grew. Friends like Lisa distanced themselves, whispers at work intensified. Sophia suggested moving, but Emily refused. "I won't run." Yet, the pressure mounted, leading to a pivotal decision: confront or concede. Snow blanketed Chicago, mirroring the chill in Emily's relationships. Months after Thanksgiving, the fallout lingered like a bad hangover. Her parents hadn't called. Kaya's texts were sporadic and guilt-laden. At work, the discrimination escalated. Thompson assigned her menial tasks, citing team fit. Emily documented it all, considering HR, but feared retaliation in a city where connections mattered. Sophia, sensing Emily's unraveling, planned a weekend getaway to Michigan's dunes. "We need this," she said, packing the car. The drive was silent at first, then conversations flowed. Emily admitted her deepest fear. "What if I'm wrong? What if this destroys everything?" Sophia pulled over, cupping Emily's face. "Love doesn't destroy. Hate does. We're right for each other." They kissed, a reaffirmation amid the uncertainty. But paradise was short-lived. Upon return, Emily found an email from her mother. "We need to talk. Alone." The word alone stung, excluding Sophia. Emily agreed, meeting at a neutral cafe. Margaret looked older, lines etched deeper. "Emily, this lifestyle. It's against everything we believe." Emily listened, then countered. "It's not a lifestyle, Mom. It's my life." The conversation turned heated, Margaret invoking religion, Emily citing science and equality. "You're choosing sin over family," Margaret said. Emily's response was calm. "You're choosing ignorance over love." Leaving the cafe, Emily felt empowered yet hollow. The moral conflict raged. Was she obligated to honor her parents' beliefs, or demand respect for hers? Society's lens amplified it. News of anti-LGBTQ+ bills in other states reminded her of broader battles. Then came the workplace climax. During a team meeting, a colleague made a snide remark about diversity hires. Emily snapped. "That's discriminatory. I've earned my place." Thompson pulled her aside post-meeting. "Watch your tone, or find another job." That night, Emily confided in Sophia. "I can't take this." Sophia urged her to fight. "File a complaint. Stand up." Emily did, submitting evidence to HR. The investigation dragged, tension palpable. Meanwhile, Sophia faced her own crisis. A client, a teen girl kicked out for being gay, mirrored their story. "We have to help her," Sophia said. They took her in temporarily, the act solidifying their bond but adding stress. Betrayal struck again via Lisa. At a neighborhood gathering Emily avoided, Lisa spread rumors. "Emily's brainwashed by that woman." It reached Emily through a mutual friend. Hurt turned to anger. Emily confronted Lisa at her door. "Why? We were friends." Lisa sneered. "Friends don't hide something like this." The exchange ended their bond, Emily walking away with a heavy heart. The price of authenticity, losing people she thought cared. As spring approached, Emily's HR case resolved in her favor. Thompson reprimanded, promotion granted. Victory tasted sweet but bittersweet. Her family's silence persisted. Sophia proposed couples therapy to navigate this together. Sessions revealed Emily's internalized homophobia, rooted in upbringing. "I feel guilty for being happy," she admitted. The therapist nodded. "That's the society's burden. Unlearn it." Progress was slow but tangible. Emily reconnected with extended family, cousins who supported her quietly. One, Mia, shared her own queer story. "You're not alone." It bolstered Emily, but the core wound remained: her parents. A turning point came at a Pride event. Emily and Sophia attended, surrounded by celebration. Amid rainbows and cheers, Emily felt belonging. But spotting a family rejecting their child triggered her. "I won't let that be us," she told Sophia. That night, she wrote a letter to her parents, pouring out her soul. The pain, the love, the plea for acceptance. The response? A phone call from Robert. We read it. We need time. It was a crack in the wall, but enough for hope. Yet as summer loomed, a new conflict arose. Sophia's job offer in New York. It's a promotion, but I won't go without you. Emily faced another choice. Stay and fight or start anew. The stakes were high, the inner turmoil intense. Summer heat waves rolled over Chicago, mirroring the boiling tensions in Emily's life. Sophia's job offer hung like a sword. Better pay, more impact, but uprooting everything. We could escape the drama here, Sophia argued. Emily wavered. But my roots are here. My fight is here. The decision weighed on them. Nights filled with debates. Emily's inner conflict peaked. Loyalty to place versus partner. Was moving running away? Or smart self-preservation? Work stabilized post-HR win, but whispers lingered. Emily channeled energy into advocacy, speaking at local events about workplace discrimination. Her story resonated, drawing support but also backlash. Anonymous emails calling her agenda pusher. Society's divide was stark. While cities like Chicago progressed, pockets of prejudice persisted. Family dynamics shifted unexpectedly. Grandma Harrington, 85 and frail, called Emily. I don't understand it all, but I love you. The words healed a piece of her. But Margaret remained stubborn. During a hospital visit for Grandma's checkup, they clashed again. You're confusing her, Margaret accused. Emily retorted. No, you're hiding from truth. Robert mediated, hinting at change. Your mother's struggling with her faith. The moral quandary deepened for Emily. Forgive or hold accountable? Therapy helped, but action spoke louder. She invited her parents to a neutral dinner with Sophia. To her surprise, they accepted. The evening was awkward. Small talk skirting the elephant. Then Margaret broke. I was scared. For your soul, for the family. Tears flowed. Emily reached out. Fear doesn't justify hurt. It wasn't full acceptance, but a start. Sophia squeezed her hand under the table. Yet betrayal lurked. Kaya, jealous of the attention, confided in Margaret about Emily's past doubts, twisting them. She questioned if it was right. Margaret confronted Emily later. See? Even you know it's wrong. The revelation shattered trust in Kaya completely. Emily cut him off, the pain of sibling betrayal cutting deep. Blood isn't everything, she told Sophia. With the New York decision looming, Emily faced a crossroads. Stay and mend or go and grow. Society's pressures, expectations of filial duty versus personal happiness, clashed. She journaled furiously, weighing pros and cons. Ultimately, she chose compromise. Let's go, but visit often. Sophia beamed, but Emily felt the sacrifice. Leaving her city, her battles. Packing was emotional. Friends threw a farewell party. Some old, many new from the community. Lisa showed up unexpectedly. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Emily forgave, but boundaries stayed. The move symbolized rebirth, but not without loss. In New York, they settled in Brooklyn, Sophia thriving at her new role. Emily freelanced, building a portfolio free from old ties. But homesickness hit. Calls with parents improved. Margaret even asked about Sophia cautiously. How's your friend? Progress, albeit slow. A new challenge emerged. Sophia's ex, Carla, reappeared at a conference. Friendly at first, but Carla's flirtation stirred jealousy in Emily. She's history, Sophia assured. But Emily's insecurities flared, rooted in past rejections. What if you leave me for someone easier? The fight exposed vulnerabilities. They worked through it in therapy, emerging stronger. As fall returned, Emily reflected on the year. The shocks, betrayals, growth. The price paid, burns, lost friends, family rifts, but the gains. Authenticity, deeper love. Yet questions lingered. Had she done right? The story wasn't over. Life rarely was. New York's rhythm pulsed through their veins, a far cry from Chicago's familiarity. Emily, now 26, adapted slowly, her graphic design freelance booming in the creative hub. Sophia, at 29, led a team helping queer immigrants, her passion ignited anew. Their apartment overlooked the East River, a symbol of fresh starts. But echoes of the past haunted. Holidays approached, testing mended fences. Thanksgiving loomed, and Emily suggested visiting Chicago. To show we've moved on. Sophia agreed warily. The flight was tense, anticipation building. At the Harrington home, changes were evident. No Bible quotes hurled, just cautious welcomes. Margaret hugged Emily stiffly, nodded at Sophia. Dinner proceeded without incident, small victories and shared laughs. But undercurrents remained, Kaya's absence, self-imposed after Emily's cutoff. Post-dinner, Margaret pulled Emily aside. "I've been reading. Talking to a priest about acceptance." It was monumental, admitting doubt in her dogma. Emily teared up. "That's all I wanted, Mom." Robert joined, admitting his silence was cowardice. "We were wrong to react that way." The apologies weren't perfect, but healing began. Sophia watched proudly, her own family joining via video call, bridging worlds. Back in New York, the reconciliation fueled Emily's activism. She started a blog, Out in the Open, sharing stories of queer women navigating family and society. It gained traction, invitations to panels followed. But success brought trolls, online hate mirroring real-world prejudice. One message echoed her mother's old words. Unnatural. It triggered doubt, but Sophia grounded her. "We've paid the price. Now we reap the rewards." A major conflict arose when Sophia's work involved a high-profile case. Advocating against a discriminatory bill. Protests turned violent. Sophia arrested briefly for civil disobedience. Emily rushed to the station, heart in throat. "You scared me," she said, bailing her out. Sophia smiled wearily. "Some fights are worth the risk." It highlighted their differences. Emily's caution versus Sophia's boldness, but united them in purpose. As Christmas neared, Emily planned a surprise, inviting both families to New York. The Harringtons hesitated but came. Sophia's parents flew in. The gathering was a melting pot. Cultures clashing. Conversations awkward yet genuine. Margaret and Sophia's mom bonded over cooking, finding common ground in maternal love. It wasn't idyllic but progress. Kaya reached out via text. "Sorry. Miss you." Emily replied briefly, forgiveness pending actions. Reflecting on the journey, Emily marveled at the transformations. From that scalding coffee to this blended family scene, the path was paved with pain. Burns on skin and soul, lost friendships, career hurdles, moral dilemmas. Each decision carried weight, the choice to come out, to fight, to move, to forgive. Society's judgments amplified every step, but resilience won. Yet, not all wounds healed fully. Grandma passed peacefully that winter, her last words to Emily, "Be happy." It spurred final reckonings. Emily confronted lingering guilt. Had her coming out hastened stresses? But no, truth liberated. In quiet moments, Emily and Sophia dreamed of the future. Marriage, perhaps kids via adoption. But realities loomed, legal battles, societal shifts. Their love, once a spark in secrecy, now a beacon. The story of Emily and Sophia wasn't just romance. It was a testament to enduring amid adversity. Betrayals taught caution. Damages built strength. Awakenings fostered empathy. In a world quick to judge, they chose authenticity, paying dearly but gaining immeasurably. Was coming out always the right choice? Even when it shatters families and invites endless scrutiny.